All right. Hello and welcome to Fight for Blight, Session 3. Go around, check in with each of our players, see how their week was. Let's start with Adashi. How was your week? Uh-oh, Adashi's still muted, so let's just skip him for now. Oh, never mind.
Sorry, I'm good now.
There we go.
Sorry, my phone froze right when I went to hit mute. It was good. It was good. It's a little crazy. My daughter had a coronavirus scare at school, so my oldest is at home doing online school, which is really fun with two other kids. So it's good. It's a one big family struggling together. So otherwise good.
Nice. Is she at that age where you realize, like, oh, well, I wasn't doing that until, like, high school?
It's real weird. I mean, they're doing like science in kindergarten. I was like, I thought I just did finger paints and like I took a nap. And I think I only went for a half day too. And I'm like, she goes a full day. She's learning about like science and social stuff. I'm like, what? What is this? Anyways,
That's
yeah,
nuts.
fun stuff.
Crix, how was your week?
My week's been really good. Work's been busy, very busy. Other than that, just playing a lot of games and hanging out. Really looking forward to this week.
Nice, same here. Just Olin, how was your week?
Definitely busy. I'm kind of on like the fast track with the training process at work, so they start throwing projects at me left and right. So, but it's a good learning experience.
Nice. May, how was your week?
Yeah, I mean, it's been good. I've been, you know, obsessed with like just seeing what's happening with the news and with the attempted coup. So like I've been stressed out about it, to be honest. But hopefully we're getting our sync fixed tomorrow, so you know.
Oh, still waiting on that? I feel like that's been forever now.
It's been a long time.
All right, and Varek, how was your week?
It's been all right. Staying busy inside, outside of work, being annoyed at work every day. Same old things.
Yeah. And Cryptili.
Everything's been pretty good. Like Tia said, happy that this thing might get fixed tomorrow.
We'll believe it when we see it.
Right. Well, um, with our last session only being a week away compared to last time where we were nearly a month away, the recap should be a bit easier for each of you. So I'll open up the floor to each of you for a quick recap of last session, and then figure out what tonight has in store for us.
So we all got new weapons. That was pretty cool.
Right.
Yep, that's one thing.
If I remember correct, we finished our combat at the arena against the Gnolls, and then we headed back to the castle, met most of the royal court, or whatever they're called,
Mm.
and then acquired some new weapons.
And a new
Yeah, to
bed.
add,
Probably our
yeah,
old bed. We do live here.
Yeah, new old bed.
and I would say that Creepsilly, Crix, and Just Stalin really were the ones that shined in that combat. 'Cause I think the rest of us rolled hot garbage the whole time.
Yep.
Kudos to y'all in using double cantrips because that's a pretty awesome ability.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Yeah, when he hit me
Yeah.
with that one, with the just for like Cryptelia for an example, with like the Reaper thing, I was like, okay, you did some reading. I was kind of surprised. It was nice to see. It's a really OP thing. I didn't even know it was a thing.
Yes.
Anybody got anything else?
Yeah, no. After doing our little combat at the arena, we kind of came back. Everybody got used to their mentors, or at least
You're having that same problem with your mic that you did on Saturday. So whatever you did that day to fix it, do the same thing.
Deal.
Thank you. So I'm sorry, what were you saying?
I would say Adashi met with, or he prayed at an altar and got a tingling sensation. And it's supposed to go talk to a hone, I think, today.
Yep.
Were we given a mission yet?
No, but that's where this fun begins.
Okay. I couldn't remember if I was forgetting that or not.
So each of you pretty much summed it up. There wasn't too much to go over there, other than going in depth with like a little bit more on how certain things like insight and stealth work. Just for two examples, um, each of you went to bed after enjoying a bit of supper in preparation for your next day. On the morning of March 21st, each of you would have completed a short rest and also have moved along to level 2, which we've already gone over and made sure everyone's character sheets were good, so we're good to go there. As far as I could tell. May have missed something myself, but we'll figure that out, I'm sure. So, on the morning of March 21st, as the sun begins to peek through the windows and the light begins to beam through into each of your rooms, you all awake. Adashi, already here, waking up a little bit earlier than most of you in order to make his way from the barracks, where he sleeps with the other guards, in order to be here before Varric arises. The only other thing I'll leave off before I open it up to each of you is the last thing that you were told is this morning you were to meet with your father, King Errold, in order to go over Leo Loyalar's assessment of your combat training the day before. And the floor is yours.
Crix will exit his room, look over at Adashi, and bid him good morning.
Adashi was half asleep because I don't think he slept very well because he had the burning sensation. So Adashi kind of wakes up and goes, "Oh, Lord Crix, good to see you this morning." Do you know if Lord Varric is still in his room?
This is the first time I've left my room this morning.
Oh, okay,
Morning.
I'll wait. Morning.
May just keeps it moving.
As Tilly awakes, she'll do her normal routine. They say her little prayers and then make her way down.
Good morning, Dashi.
Lord Varric, how did you sleep?
I slept well enough. You look awful.
Just Stalin leaves the room, yawning, half awake, but ready to embrace the day. Morning.
No one says anything to just solve it.
Sounds like you are left a little flat-footed after that insult from your older brother.
I'm used
Adashi.
to it.
Well, needing to reconvene back towards your father, This is when, as each of you arrive, he'll begin to stand from the throne, and you'll see Leo just standing up at the northern stairs. Ah, children. Good morning to each of you.
Morning, Leo.
Good morning, Father.
Oh, and Father.
Good morning.
Morning. And then Adachi will do a really deep, over the top bow.
Morning.
Well, now that everyone is here, I will go over how Leo feels each of your training went the previous day. Now, it does seem that some of you may have a bit more of a knack than this for others, while others, and mainly staring at Adachi when he says this, but giving a couple of other glances to Varek and May as well. Seems that you two, gesturing towards May and Varek, need to make sure your younger brother here takes his time, assesses things, moves at his own pace, and does not follow so closely in each of your footsteps. He needs to find his own way, become his own person.
Adachi would say, my person, sir, lives and dies to serve Lord Virik, and does another, 3 over-the-top bows. Please forgive me for my indiscretions yesterday. I will do better. I promise, Father.
Calm down. Listen. This is what I have determined for each of you today. After consulting with Leo, it seems that this may be wise, as he gives each of you a smile, kind of passing a look over each of you. This will do you all well. And at this point, he will ask Adachi, step forward, please.
Yes, my king. I guess he steps forward.
And he is going to hand you a piece of parchment.
Ooh. Adachi will look over his shoulder and attempt to hand it to Virik.
No.
This is
No. This is for you.
Oh, okay. Yes, I will. You're correct. I will dictate to Lord Virik.
This is part of the task. Please read the parchment, and I am going to message this to you on Discord.
All right.
And I'm gonna try to sum it up for you, so so this way it's not too confusing by any means. But if there's any questions, just let me know, and PM me, and if I don't answer right away, just get my attention.
Okay, cool.
There you go. And then he will say, and you're dismissed.
Are you? I mean, I do not mean to question you, but are you sure this is
Go.
the best course? Yes, Father. Then he leaves and disappears.
Varek and May, step forward. Each of you are to work with Leo top on the castle walls. Go with him now.
Yes, Father.
Sounds like fun.
And Leo will begin to make the way out of the... Oop! Excuse me. And I deleted the token. That was hilarious. Make his way out of the throne room, and then turn back and say, "Come on, you two. It's a bit of a cold day. We need to make our way up." And once over here, he'll tell each of you to grab some practice swords, some of the wooden ones indicated over near the crate, and then begins to climb the ladder, going up towards the second level. And then he'll begin to go over the notes just a bit more, just to make sure we're doing this in the right order. Okay. Crix, step forward.
Yes, Father.
You are to go to Elwyn Wolfswift. He has a special task for you.
Understood, Father.
Stalin, step
Yes, sir.
forward. You are to go to Visceral.
Visceral.
Visceral Fletcher, make your way there quickly. And Creptili, step forward once your brother leaves the room.
Forget who Visceral was.
This one up here.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes, Father.
Listen. You need to go pray with Rakor. She says that danger looms over the castle. She needs your help.
I will do so at once. Leave.
All right. Now. Adashi. You need to make your way to checkpoint A.
Is that code for what you texted, what you messaged me?
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to be sly and like delete my token and all.
I got you. Don't worry about it because I've got you on that side, okay?
Okay.
So, has your father spoken to you?
Yes, I am very confused though. I should be by Lord Viric's side. I assumed he would be with me.
Do not
when I
worry
came to
about
talk to
such a
you.
thing. Here. And then she will hand you what I had messaged you in Discord. Okay.
Okay.
Now go ahead and do your thing.
By do my thing, you mean?
Here's what I want you to do. I'm gonna PM it to you, and then we'll go from there, okay?
Okay.
Just Stalin. That's the man I needed to see. I
How's it going?
have a job for you.
All right.
See if you can meet up to the Master of Spies quality. He'll give you a bit of a sinister smile, and then he will pass you a piece of parchment, sliding it across his desk. Oh, sorry. I was looking for just Stalin. I forgot you have Bring the Ruckus on Discord.
Okay. Yep, bring the ruckus.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see.
Do you understand?
Sending a message now.
All right. Adashi. /GM roll. So put do like how you would normally roll, but put /GM roll, and then D20 plus your dexterity modifier.
Okay, so is it r/GM roll?
Go ahead and just go ahead and do me a D20 plus your dex mod.
Oh, not in the GM chat?
Yeah, because
Oh, I see. Hold on.
You see
Alright,
how
sorry,
where
actually,
it
I
says
see
in the chat
it's right
tips?
there. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. GM roll 1d20. Okay, let's see if I did this right.
Well, do you have any questions, just Stalin?
1 second.
My dexterity mod is a +2.
Got it.
Okay.
Go ahead and do your thing. Crix, step forward.
Father sent me.
Yes. Listen. This is your task. And he'll slide a piece of parchment over towards you.
I will look at it as
There we go.
understood, sir.
All right. And then, Cryptili, your turn. And she will say, Are you ready? I need your full concentration. And I also need your devout faith.
I'm here for whatever Deanna asks of me.
And then she will move over towards one of the larger statues. Kneel, ask you to join her and begin to pray.
And I will, as I grasp my amulet and rub that and say my prayers.
Okay. Now, over to May and Varric. Listen, I know that each of you both favor long-range weaponry, but each of you definitely need to work on your swordsmanship.
Yeah, but I think he needs to work on working with his brother. You just can't treat Adachi like that.
The older one here, May.
What? By a few minutes, who cares?
Older is older.
Yeah, when you're king, you can talk to me about it then. But until then, come on. but I'm ready to learn some swordsmanship.
Well, that is also the other part of the lesson. As your sister pointed out, Varric, you do need to learn to accept the help from your family, just as your father accepts the help from each of his royal court members. This will teach you a bit more respect for one another. And will both of you roll me initiative?
Yes. Dang it.
Oh, look at that.
So
Just
he's
one
slightly
minute.
faster. Slightly faster on the draw. So what?
Wait till I say to begin. And we're just going to hold right there for a brief moment. All right. The other ones of you, go ahead and move about for a little bit, and then we'll go back and go to them.
I am completely conflicted with my task.
Crix,
Morally.
Go ahead and give me an insight check, just all in.
Insight check. Okay. Am I able to press that on Beyond some type of way?
Yep. You can just click it from there. It should just be like a dice next to the mod, I believe.
Because I see it on Senses. Oh wait, it's probably on the skill list too. Let's see. Inside. Never mind.
Yeah,
I got
it is on the skill list.
Okay.
All right, and give me a perception check.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. You will hear footsteps going down the hall, leading, like, running away from you towards the west. But your insight check, specifically because you were bringing up that you have, like, a conflict with this, there, you definitely know what you've been given to be odd, to say the least. But until you're able to uncover any further information, you'll need to press on.
Okay. So, how do I go into a sneaking stance?
Just give me a
Just
stealth roll,
stealth roll?
and then you'll basically be sneaking about the castle halls.
All right. Oof.
Okay. And Cryptilian Crix, you can move your tokens however you'd like.
all right, Crix would start going from room to room looking for his siblings.
Okay. Ah, Lord Crix, what can I do you for?
Have you seen any of my siblings?
Indeed, I have. Why do you ask?
I'm looking for them. By any chance, do you know where any of them are?
I do believe one of them went to go see Mr. Hawklight inquiring some gold.
Thank you. I'll leave the room immediately and go towards Hawklight.
Okay. Now, Cryptili, unfortunately, I have some bad news. I don't know if Deanna had spoken to you as Olin and Atia had done to me. However, I do believe we are running out of time. And then I will whisper to you what she tells you.
Okay.
Okay. Do you understand?
Yes. Um, and I also have questions.
What are your questions?
How might I find this out?
Speak to Varek, or Visceral. Um, Perhaps he knows something. Is the master of spies and acquirer of knowledge.
And as she does so, as she finished that, I'll place my hand on Deanna's statue, and murder some words to myself, and I'll exit the room.
Alright, upon exiting, you do see just Stalin coming down the halls, kind of looking to be crouching about, but not being entirely quiet.
Brother, what exactly do you mean to be doing?
Just Stalin doesn't say anything. He just puts his finger up to his mouth, saying "shh."
Are you playing a game? This is no time for games. Where are our siblings?
And I wave my hand for him to go away.
Um, I'll look at just Stalin, shake my head, and I'll continue to look for the rest of our siblings. Meet me back here, in front of Weedix's room in 15 minutes.
Hmm. And I nod.
And I'll make my way to look for the rest of our siblings.
Alright. So, we'll move over towards Varek and May. Varek, you had one initiative. So, using a, bit of honor, Leo is going to say, each of you bow to each other, give the utmost respect. Do not expect any of you to fight dirty. And he'll give you both a stern look. And then say, begin, as he takes a step back. Vrek, what do you do?
Take a step forward and just swing with my short sword.
Alright, go ahead and give me an attack roll. We'll still use like the same modifiers and everything, but do remember these are just wooden weapons, so it'll be temporary damage. So that'll connect. Go ahead and roll damage. Alright. So, mate, just keep in mind this is temporary damage. You're not gonna like fall unconscious or whatever, but
For
use
sure.
like your best judgment, like yield and whatnot, kind of thing. If you feel like it's out of your hands, but currently it is your turn.
Good one, brother. And then I'm going to do the same.
And obviously the same goes for you, Varek. If you feel that it's overpowering, then you are going to be forced to yield. So after you strike May with the short sword, she counters back with the blow herself, connecting right to your thigh, and this one stings a bit.
Ha, good one, little sister.
All right. And then back to the other ones. I believe, Crix, you were going in to speak with Mr. Hawklight.
Yes, I would open the door quickly and ask him if he had seen any of my siblings, with just a slight look of panic in my eyes, but nothing too noticeable.
All right. I still got to do it in like the order. Like, imagine there still being an initiative for you guys as well. But I just wanted to make sure I was keeping track of it. But I've got your question and I'll give you your answer. Just Stalin, you were going to Ohan, and then Reptili, you were going to Visceral, which is
Yes.
over on this one. So continuing in order, just Stalin, you step in, seeing Ohan the Wise. Yes, just Stalin, correct?
Yes, it's just Stalin.
What can I do you for?
I was wondering if you had some type of scroll.
Of course, I have many.
I figured.
Which one
One
are
of
you
those
looking for?
which one would be of most interest to a thief?
Do you think that one of my scrolls are missing?
Perhaps.
Oh, that's not good at all. And then she'll begin to look over her desk, move about the room, and go through some drawers, and say, "Oh no, you're right. One is missing."
Hmm. And earlier, this is just a question to you. I did hear someone going westward earlier, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Gotcha.
Quickly,
So
you
I'll let
must
her know
move
that I'll
now.
investigate.
Yes, quickly go.
Yes, I will.
Right. And as you make your way out of the room, Crix. Ah, yes, Lord Crix. What can I do you for?
I'm looking for my siblings. Have you seen any of them recently?
Just the other day, when you all came to collect what was owed and then was paid.
About halfway through that, I would have gone back out through the door.
All right. Dealey, you step into the office.
I was gonna say, as I'm approaching the office, do I hear Crix in either one of those rooms?
Oh yeah, I would think that your passive perception's high enough to hear him kind of at least exiting the room.
Good deal. So I just yell out to him, Crix, meet me at Weedix's office in 15 minutes, and I'll proceed into this room.
Lord Cryptili, what can I do you for?
I'm just wondering. I got the strangest of news, and I'm looking for my siblings. I feel we all need to gather. Do you know where Adachi has went?
Supposed to go speak with Ohan this morning.
Hmm. Um, is there anything you need of me? If not, I'm going to go and speak with the rest of my siblings. And then Ohan.
Go ahead and give me an intelligence check, Cryptili. All right. You feel that you're onto something with your previous statement, but you can't really put your thumb on it.
Okay. And I'm just gonna exit the room and make my
It
way.
appears that Crix was eavesdropping on your conversation.
I wouldn't have been actively listening to it. I'm just waiting for him to come back out.
Awfully suspicious.
That's okay. Brother, do you happen to know where Adachi is? Have you seen him?
No, I'm actually looking for all of us right now. We need to get together. I can't explain why at the moment.
Oh, beautiful. That's no problem at all. I'm looking for everyone as well. Can you agree to meet me at Weedix's office in 15? I'm gonna go speak with. I forgot that name already. This one.
Ohan the Wise.
Ohan the Wise. To see if they know where Adachi went, and then I'll get our sparring brothers later.
Just Stalin, go ahead and roll me a survival check.
Survival check. All right.
I would actually prefer to stick together. We need to gather everyone together as quickly as possible. Separating might slow that down.
Fair enough. Follow me. And I'll make my way back towards where I saw just Stalin being weird playing peekaboo.
And
So if I
yeah,
can
yeah,
move again, yeah.
yeah. So
I
go
can.
ahead and move your character where you're gonna move.
Okay.
He had a question for me, and I just like basically was answering it as like he was asking it. So, when you come around the corner, you will not see just Stalin.
Mm,
No worries. I told him to meet me here in 15, so
let me go
hopefully he does
upstairs.
as such.
There you
Okay.
go. And then while you two make your way over to Ohan's room, Varek and May, go back at it. Varek, what do you do?
All right, May. Time to stop holding back.
We haven't gone at it like this since we were little, and I don't think it's my turn. I think it's your turn.
Yeah, it's my turn. I'm gonna swing.
Oh,
And no holding back, indeed, as
Ouch.
you strike her true. Go ahead and roll me. Make sure you click the word short sword and underneath the 25, so it does the crit damage. Dang, his crit wasn't even hard as your normal hit, May. Strike him back.
So it's 8.
Yep, 8 damage.
All right. That was good, but take this. Oh, and I miss.
And as your slightly older brother strikes you, the stinging sensation coming from the wooden sword is too much for you to hold a concentration and able to strike effectively.
Come on, May. You're stronger than that.
I think we both need a break, but best 2 out of 3?
Not right now. I won't hurt you more.
For sure. I meant later.
Deal.
Now that's what I wanted to see. Well done, you two. Please, make your way back inside. It's definitely quite cold.
It's freezing.
And you will go open the hatch for each of you. Oh, don't go over there, May. That's danger zone. So if
Yeah,
you zoom in really, really closely, there's like a rope that lines that area, and then it's like a uh, roof that like steeps down. But it's really hard to show like a 3D effect like that, obviously.
no, it was pretty clear. I definitely dropped her in that square by accident.
And he will let you two begin to head down. So at that point, go ahead and move back over here. Justalin, can you give me a perception check, please?
All right.
Okay. Adashi, do the same thing you did before the GM roll.
Yep.
And then Cryptilian Crix, you can make your way into Ohan's office.
I'm gonna wait outside the office in the hallway.
And I'm just gonna enter rather hastily. I'm gonna ask Ohan if she knows where Adashi is at the moment.
No, I do not. Why? What is the matter?
I fear that one of my siblings may be in trouble, and he's the only one unaccounted for. Um, Varric and May were sparring, so they're together. And I just saw Stalin, though he was being a little weird. I don't think that was out of character. Um, so I'm worried about my brother. If you do not know where he is, I must go and speak to my father at once.
Yes, that would be best. Please hurry. Just Stalin, you hear something from coming from within one of the rooms upstairs.
So I decided to check the closest rooms first. That way nobody can leave and go behind me.
Okay, which room do you check?
This one first.
All right, go ahead and give me a perception check,
All right.
and then you'll hold up there. The others, Cryptili, you leave. Crix is waiting outside. You hear the hatch open and footsteps begin to make their way down the ladder from the southwest side. Justalin, you would know that the sounds that you heard are not coming from this room.
So then I'll check the room to the south.
Okay, go ahead and give me another perception. It is in one of the rooms to the right of you, but I'll ask you to hold up there for now while we move back to the other ones. All right. Crix, Cryptili, you come around the corner seeing your older sister and older brother making their way down. Leo following. That was well done, you two.
Thanks, Leo. Honestly, it was kind of fun. And I like punch Varric in the arm.
As they're speaking, I'll tell them, siblings, follow me. Ask no questions. We must speak to father at once. I am worried.
All right.
What is the meaning of this?
Father, I'm not sure exactly what it means, but I was informed that one of our siblings might be in trouble. and I can't stand by if something is to happen to one of them. Do you know where Adachi is?
No, unfortunately, I do not. Do you believe his life to be in danger?
I fear I do.
And the
I,
rest of you?
I received similar information, not specifying which one of us was in danger, but that some of us was in danger. We need to gather together.
I interrupt and say, why wouldn't you guys tell me this?
I am telling you now, brother.
In front of father, what's your problem?
And I'll
Now,
look at him sharply.
now is not the time for arguing. We can argue about this later.
Well, it seems that we have a predicament here.
Well, where did you send him, Father?
I sent him to go take care of some business. Doesn't concern to where at the moment. The question is, where is he now? Where is your other brother, the just Stalin?
Mm.
He's about. I told him to meet me down here probably about 10 minutes ago.
Well, I was actually going to say you would know that it's going to be just about 15 minutes at this point. You will know that, just Stalin. You will know this as well.
Mm.
Well, if you were to meet him in short time, then you must go. Figure out what to do immediately. I will begin to assemble Leo and the others to do such as well.
And I'll make my way over to Weedix's office.
All right. Just Stalin, what are you going to do at this point?
Check the room to the right.
Okay. Uh, go ahead and give me one more perception check.
Okay.
All right. So you hear a bit of like parchment kind of unraveling, and you don't see anything, but you know that it's in this room.
Right.
What do you do first?
Make sure I pull out my sword before I open the door.
Okay.
Then I enter.
So you enter the room. You will see the feet, like some boots from underneath that are under the bed.
Hmm. Do those boots look familiar?
Ah, see, good question. Go ahead and give me well, let me ask you this. How are you
Okay.
going about figure are you just trying to go off of memory? Are you going to like touch them and like look them over?
No, I'm gonna keep my distance just from memory and looking
Okay.
at them.
Go ahead and give me a history check. It's under your skills as well.
All right.
These boots do not look familiar.
All right. So whoever they are, I'm yelling at them. Who are you and what are you doing in here?
All right. So I will say that now hold on, I gotta do a little bit of this. I can't give away too much.
Right.
And what I will say with that is you know, give me 1 second. So when you say basically identify yourself,
Yep.
in a sense, we'll move back down to Cryptilli and the others. Crix, May, and Varric, you
Fence.
have all gathered up outside of Weedix's office.
Is there any chance of a perception check to hear if we heard any yelling, or are we just too far away for that?
I mean, the halls are open. It's not like there's really any doors. He didn't close the door behind him. So I will say go ahead and each of you can make me a perception check at that point. The four of you down there. Downstairs. May and Crix, you both do hear a shout from upstairs. While the voice is kind of scattered, you do hear the yell.
It sounds like there's a commotion upstairs. When I pull out my short sword.
Yeah, Crix would immediately start moving towards upstairs at hearing that. He's already in a alerted mood.
All right. Okay. All right, hold on. This is going to be interesting. So, let me pull this up. I want to make sure I know what we're doing here. Okay, so just Stalin, you hear footsteps beginning to make their way up from the stairs behind you, but as you yell out, identify yourself, just a few moments before, a bit of gray fog begins to emit from underneath the bed. Soon, it begins to fill up the room. You become blind. Everything is thick. You cannot see anything, and it's a little hard to breathe as well. You let out a bit of a cough. Can you give me a perception check?
Okay.
And give me the same thing as before.
Another perception check?
Yep.
Okay.
And then the other ones, as you're making your way up, you've already given me yours, so we'll call it at that. And as you're kind of letting out a bit of a cough, you do hear a closer set of footsteps beginning to make their way around you, and you catch a small glimpse of a humanoid figure making their way in between you and out the door. The others, you can move your tokens as you'd like. Crix and the others, as you make your way upstairs, give me a perception check as you see the hall beginning to be filled with the fog. This grayish thickness is filling and obscuring all the light. Vieric, Crix, May, from out of the smoke, you see Adachi.
Adachi, where have you been? We've been looking for you.
Are you okay, little brother?
You're not supposed to see me. Pretend this didn't happen. And then Adachi's going to try to run past you.
What? We try to catch him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let him pass.
All right, Adachi, you can try to give me an athletics check, but
Oh no.
You've got a barricade in front of you now.
He's gonna, I guess he'd go like around. He's like trying to go down, but
Still, May is blocking the door, and then Crix is on the other side of you.
Could I roll acrobatics instead?
Oh yeah, I'll let you roll it, but yours is gonna have to beat their combined. So, May and Crix, give me an athletics or an acrobatics check, and then Adachi, give me your acrobatics. Okay.
Garbage.
I'm pretty sure May can beat that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Whew. Brother, what is it? We were worried about you.
It's like Adashi's like struggling. You don't understand. I can't tell you.
Is
He's,
somebody
like, trying to
attacking
break
you?
free.
And as you say that, the fog begins to clear, and you see just Stalin just inside the door.
Crix will rush over to him.
And I'm gonna ask, what the hell is going on?
Somebody's trying to hurt one of us.
Well, I thought there was a thief, not somebody that was a sibling, an outsider. But it was Adachi the whole time.
What do you mean?
I was given a letter or a message telling me to find the thief. But I didn't know it would be one of us.
I don't understand. I received a letter saying that one of us was in danger.
And Visceral
Same.
is the one that gave me the message, so that's why
Ah.
I'm so confused.
Just Stalin,
Something.
go ahead and give me an insight check at advantage, still pertaining to what you were thinking earlier, but couldn't quite put your thumb on it.
You said an insight check?
Yep.
Alright.
All right. Well, with the lowered so how this kind of works is when like you're kind of going against something else that's what the DM calls a DC, just so you understand the mechanics from like a learning perspective.
Right.
When you guys are making a lot of these like perception and other checks, it's going against what's usually called like a DC. So because you've like figured out more information, the insight check is going to be easier. So with this one, you actually do pass comparatively to your other one. And
wow.
with this, you figure out that the not only was the said thief to said to be thief to be Adachi, but you also figure out that this is a test.
It's a test, right.
This was definitely a bit fishy, as you had thought earlier. And with the information that Crix had just been given, that someone's life was in danger, you realize what the other part meant. So if you'd like to share that now, you can, but that's up to you.
The whole message?
If you want.
Okay. Yeah, the message was recover a scroll. Ohone has this item. Follow the path and kill who has it. At first, I thought I had to kill Ohone from how it was worded. Yeah, I was like, wait, what am I doing? But kill who has it. I'm not killing Adachi.
And
Adachi,
I was
You have the scroll?
Does Adachi have a scroll?
Yes, the scroll that Ohan gave
Okay.
you.
Right.
Okay, yeah. Adachi doesn't answer the question, but he just looks at May and he's like, "Please, sister, please, I cannot fail again. Just let me go." And he's like still struggling, trying to get like free.
Wait, so we're all up here. We're all safe unless we decide we can't trust one another. Who remains downstairs?
something doesn't feel right about all of this.
I'm gonna ask Adachi to give me the scroll.
Yeah, I want to know
And
what's on the
we're
scroll.
gonna go and talk to Father about this at once.
Adachi says, I don't know what you're talking about. I was
I'm just gonna punch him and take the scroll.
So what I will ask is that Cryptili, go ahead and give me an insight check, and Adachi, give me a deception check.
Cool.
Damn it.
I feel so well.
While he tries to lie, you know that he has the scroll.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna punch him and take it from him.
So, Cryptilli, can you read the scroll?
Possibly.
Well, please do so if you can.
Will you try not to let me hit you and take the scroll, Adashi?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Are you gonna? I mean, he is restrained, so he can attempt to dodge it, but it's gonna, be tough.
I mean, Adashi's fighting tooth and nail. He's not giving up on his mission, so he's not going to hand over the scroll willingly.
All right, so give me a deck save at disadvantage, Adashi.
I think it'll roll 2 because roll 2. Not
Oof.
1.
So you punch him, Cryptili, right in the side.
And then I take my other hand and take the scroll from him, and I'll attempt to read it.
All right, so it's like you pat him down a little bit. You will find the scroll, and go ahead and give me an Arcana check. So as you look over the scroll, while it is definitely outside of your particular skill set, you would know that this to teach one how their markings upon their skin can inflict their, how you would say, arcane capabilities.
Huh. Okay. I'll give it back to him, and then I'll instruct everyone to come back downstairs now that we're all together.
Well, what did it say?
It was simply a message for Adashi. Nothing more, nothing less.
I feel like we need to speak with Father.
Agreed.
I look at Adashi and I say, "Don't make this hard."
At this point, Adashi is just like limp because he's just completely defeated, and he doesn't say anything.
All right, so you make your way back to Father.
I'll just make sure everybody's going down the same way.
I'll make sure I assist Adachi on the way down.
Assist. Like,
You can barely walk from one punch.
did I take damage from that punch?
Well, just like for flavor wise, we'll say like 1. But like just still temporary, just like the other ones. I feel like it was more of like an intimidation thing than it was to like inflict
Yeah.
damage.
Like
Good.
that game in middle school where you had to like it was like to make the other person flinch, so like you pretend to punch them thing.
Give me the scroll.
Yeah.
And as each of you gather, your father is waiting for you at the top of the stairs. Well, it seems that you were able to find your brother quite quickly.
We found him, and I just want to know what is going on. Why did we all get similar messages?
Well, the assessment from Leo was that each of you had not become a one as a family unit. You needed to work together. And while also honing some other skills, and also to see their heart in their endeavor to find if what they wish and what they seek to be true. Well, I guess you could say this was just another test, part of your training, to see if most of you could at least come together as a family while not putting Adachi in immediate danger, honing just Stalin's skills in stealth and being a bit
Perceptive.
more, how you would say, outside of the close circle of the family.
Mm.
Now, as each of you and as do I look to Justalin as a family member, a brother, a son, the outside world does not know much of his presence as you would imagine. This would diminish my status amongst the people, knowing that I strayed and had a child outside of wedlock.
Mm.
So he must learn to hone these skills and take these advantages, if ever needed. That's why he had gone out and set out amongst the world and learned other cultures. I guess it's a nice way to blend in when in outside environments. But nonetheless, each of you work together quite well. Leo told me that while Rek bested you in combat, May, he was quite generous and accepted another challenge from you, but wanted to make sure that your wounds were attended first.
I mean, that's true, but I would say we were pretty equally wounded.
Hmm.
It was a great challenge, good practice nonetheless. And I turn to Adashi and I say, see, seems like our success as a team totally hindered on you, so good job.
Yes, that was the final key. If Adachi didn't push as far as he would and tried, and to be honest, while your voice did kind of echo through the halls, embarrassing at first, it did become quite inspiring. Now, each of you, congratulations on passing this second part of your test. Tomorrow, Leo has told me that he has something special prepared for you each back at the arena. Now, it is still early in the day. The rest of the day is yours. But tomorrow morning, meet at the arena.
Thank you,
And
Father.
Creep Tilly will not even say anything, but she'll kind of storm off, muttering, "I hate being tested in this way."
Crix is gonna leave the room without saying goodbye to Father, which is something that he never does. He's pissed about possibly having had to raise a blade against a sibling. He's not a happy camper.
Father, this test was cruel.
Life is cruel, May. Unfortunately, that is something that each of you will have to learn. And
Mm.
unfortunately, can only learn with more experience and time.
Can we stop with the test and get down to business?
Well, getting down to business, you say, son. That is what exactly each of you will be doing tomorrow. Trust me when I say, you will need to lead your siblings to success for what tomorrow brings. Apply that all that you have learned, and you will make your way through. Once you complete this task, and I know that you will, well then, we'll send you out on, how you would say, more of a real-world expedition. What do you say?
I rub my hands together and say, I look forward to it, Father.
Well, now go, enjoy the rest of your day. Each of you have earned a bit of rest.
Good night, Father.
Adashi, step forward.
Yes, my king, Lord Father, I am ready for my punishment, for I failed again. And he just like bows.
You
And
did not fail. Anyone that could have made their way past each of your siblings, well, be a formidable opponent. And this just proved your dedication. more interesting into the fact. If your brother does not give you the scroll back, Ohan has another. Study it
I,
for the rest of the day. It will do you well.
yes, sir. Yes, I will. And then Adachi, like, kind of gives his like military salute, and then he goes to Ohan to get another scroll.
All right. And even though we started a little bit late, but as each of you kind of make your way out, going your individual ways and having a bit of mixed feelings about this test, we'll go ahead and take a small break and get into see what each of you do from there. So,
Sounds good.
we'll be back in just about 5 minutes and see everyone shortly.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Good deal.
All right. And we're back as soon as I unmute everything and then transition to the next page. Woo! All right, we're back. So each of you have just been dismissed from the main hall, the throne room area, and each have gone about your individual ways. So, uh, since Adachi was kind of excluded a little bit from a lot of like the roles and figuring out what was going on, um, go ahead, Adachi, and lead us off. You made your way
Okay.
to Ohan's office. See the purple hue
Yeah,
coming
Adachi.
from underneath the door.
Yeah, Adachi will knock on the door and wait to hear a response.
Come in.
Yes, Lady Ahone. It's Ahone. Is it Ahone or Ahone?
Ahone.
Ahone. Okay. Lady Ahone, I'm so sorry. I beg your forgiveness. But I lost the scroll you gave me. Would you happen to have another?
Ah, yes, I do. Here, please, read it here, and I will help you with anything that, you may have a question for.
And it says that the tattoos, like the markings on my body, could be like potentially like magical. Was that
Correct. That's, we'll get a little bit more in detail on that, but go ahead and give me an
okay?
Arcana check at advantage since she is there assisting you.
I have literally rolled below a 10, like every
You're
single
really
roll.
good
looking
at
at
it.
rolls too.
It's
So,
like I guess it's good. My character's like not good at anything. Is how I.
roll me a d6.
Oh man.
Oh no! Hey, there's a 6. This is gonna
So,
be a bad thing though.
yeah, unfortunately.
No.
Um, unfortunately, you're having a little bit of trouble in the studies. Even though Ohan is giving you the guidance the best that she can, you're unable to quite grasp the entire meaning of the scroll. You do understand that it is representing markings from your tattoos that are on your body, but she will add on, rest assured that some of these will be quite hard to difficult to understand. You see, even some of these scribings are, well, out of my knowledge and surpasses my powers as well. It's quite normal for you not to have quite a grasp on it right away.
Yes, my lady. If you don't mind, as I was being discovered, I kept thinking to myself, "I not to be. I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be seen." And then I felt something shift, and it was like a cloud of fog just kind of came out of my mouth. Is that normal?
Well, normal for someone such as you or I, but I mean, not for others, I guess you could say.
Oh, so you think this might be part of my powers, part of this blessing?
Indeed. A bit more studying and reading throughout the day will find some answers to this.
Yes, yes, I will take this role with me and continue my studies. Do you mind if I maybe take a seat here in your office?
I think that would be best.
Okay, yeah. So Adachi will just kind of like post up over here, and then like um, just be like, "Oh, teacher, what is this? What does this glyph here mean?" Every time he runs into something he doesn't understand. Um,
Yeah, she'll help you as best that she can.
cool.
And
Does
then we'll...
this?
Oh, go ahead.
What does the D6 mean? Does that mean it takes me like 6 hours,
No, don't worry about
or
it.
is that I can't? Okay, oh
That's for me to know.
no.
Cryptili,
No.
you made your way back to Ohan. Or not Ohan, Record Tiger Soul.
Yeah. While I'm in there, I'm just literally just going in, and I fall immediately to my knees in front of the statue of Deanna, and I start to pray my beginning with my normal prayer, which is there's a fine line between life and death, and those that don't live well die. And then I go into like my whole prayer about the training and whatnot. And I'm just like, make sure I can keep my cool.
Okay. Can you give me a Constitution saving throw? All right. Thank you. Just Stalin.
Yeah, I just wanted to briefly talk about the training. It's visceral. So I want to let them know, hey, you really had me on edge there. For a second, I thought I would have had to be a murderer. So sorry to fail you, but at the same time, my conscience is clear.
You didn't fail, young one. You simply passed with flying colors.
Mm,
See, not only were your other siblings were tasked with working together, you were tasked with what you would do in merely some would say, a awkward situation.
mm,
Being, well, such as you are, and not fully elf and not fully human,
true.
well, some may have questions of your loyalty to the family, but it seems that you and the others have nothing to worry about.
I hope to prove myself in time.
I'm sure you will.
Mm,
Now, last thing and a bit of extra that I feel is well earned. Each of the cities and villages in Zidane have a friend of mine implemented amongst the ranks. If you
mm.
ever need any inside information, you'll know who to find.
I'm sure I will. Thanks, Visceral.
Thank you.
And then I take my leave.
All right, Crix.
Crix would have returned back to his room and then began meditating on the events of the day, running these scenarios through his head over and over again, seeing how far he could have been pushed to where he might have had to fight or kill one of his brothers. Something he wouldn't have considered doing before, just running through where could I have made a mistake and done something I would have regretted forever? What could I have done better? Until eventually everything just goes white and he's staring at a translucent, shadowy copy of himself in his meditative state, and that's it.
Mm.
Okay, but real quick, did want to ask Varric and May what they were doing. I did see Varric make his way outside the castle, and then May looked like she was attempting to follow.
So May is actually just going to go out and hunt, and spend the rest of the day sort of like alone, in nature. And especially she wants to stay out into the night and be able to build an altar and see the moon and just like pray to Mavara, the god of the moon. Um, yeah, and just get her mind right.
Derek's just headed to town to see what kind of pockets he can run through.
Yeah, it's too much for me, brother. I need some time alone to get right.
Yeah, you deserve the rest. Go enjoy yourself.
Varric.
Yeah, so my guy is in town, but I don't know how to remove my token, so there.
Oh, okay. What are you gonna go do about town for the rest of the day?
Steal things from rich people.
Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check. Can you give me the roll at advantage? Not that you really needed it, but just because of like your status amongst the people. I don't really think people would think that you're doing this. All right. So, from your first two rolls, the 24 and the 13, the 24, you are able to obtain a silver bracelet, a bronze necklace, 3 gold, uh, 6 silver, and 8 copper.
Nice. So I go to my fence and sell all the valuables and go give the money to the poor villagers.
Got it. So, all of your events that you are going through, each of you for the day, will take the entire day, or the rest of the afternoon. But the only thing I wish to describe before each of you are, meeting back up to get some sleep for the rest of the night, Cryptili, during your prayers, everything goes dark. Nothing is seen. Then, a bright purple light begins to emerge from within the darkness. It glows brighter and brighter. And soon, almost as soon as it begins to blind your eyes and preventing you from seeing anything else, it shatters. It goes off into 4 directions, streaming across the night sky. One to the northwest, one to the northeast, one to the southwest, and one to the southeast. Then, as all of the purple fades, you do see a silhouette of a dragon appear. Then, as it comes into view, you notice it to be the white dragon, Cilium, that resides off on an island just off the coast of Zidane. Then, as the dragon dissipates into a green fog, as the fog fills your eyesight and it makes its way, filling heavier and heavier, you see a skyline of a city. While the sight to you is unknown, it does seem familiar. As you open your eyes, you can feel sweat dripping down your forehead and your clothing to be just a tad soaked.
Um, Probably panting either from fear or just whatever happened. Um, I'll open my eyes slowly and kind of mutter to myself, "Did was that real?"
As you open your eyes and mutter to yourself, wondering if what you had seen to be real, your eyes are met with the shrine of Deanna, just at where you had laid down and closed your eyes and begin your prayer. And what would have just seemed like as moments to you were hours. You can feel the air growing a bit cold. The night being near.
And I'll get up. Is Tiger Claw still in the room?
Uh, Tiger Core, record Tiger Soul.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tiger Soul.
Yeah, she's still there with you.
um, why
She's
did I
just
put
been watching you, watching over you from her desk.
I'll ask her if she noticed anything while I was praying.
Other than you muttering some words here and there, nothing unusual, especially to one as connected to the gods as you.
And I'll ask her um, what she knows about the white dragon Zillion.
A dragon that has, well, since been forced out of Zidane by, well, your ancestors, of course. Should be quite familiar with him. When your family first got here, they had to, well, make way for ordered and structured civilization and try to teach the ways of anyone willing to follow the gods in a more civilized manner of life. And, of course, a dragon such as Cilium would not see to such things. And your great-grandfather and other members of your family sought to make sure that Cilium had no foothold in Zidane, banishing him, holding him to the island off the coast to the northwest.
Thank you. That must have slipped my mind.
Very odd question for you to bring up.
So I'll then just um, say my goodnights to Tiger Soul, and I'll grab some dinner and head to bed.
All right, Dashi, I'm gonna need another Arcana check from you, and then I just want to check with everyone else if they wish to do anything before needing to get the rest for the night.
Hey, those are better.
Way better.
Yeah, much better rolls. See, you just gotta get more into your wheelhouse. The fighting stuff wasn't for
Yeah.
you. And you had to learn how to break out of it. But towards the end of the day, once you're finishing the scroll, you'll notice that basically this breaks down to a few simple things. The ones that you can understand at the moment, I guess, are ones that you feel that you have the capability of using. For an example, you do see one that sort of resembles what would be, I guess, a plume of stardust, little dots in like a reflective material scattered about your left shoulder in a sort of a rhythmic pattern representing that of a galaxy in a manner. And that you would be able to pinpoint know to be representing a fog cloud.
Cool.
And as you find out the symbols for others, you do realize that just some of these are outside of the capability of understanding as you had been instructed.
Nice. Okay. Can he try to cast another spell?
Do keep in mind
Okay.
that it will take 7 days from when you don't have any vigorous activity to get your spells back.
Yes, a ritual spell.
Oh, ritual spells? Yeah, that's fine.
So I think like maybe like right pectoral. There's like an image of like a tattoo of like an eagle or like some kind of like bird. And he kind of focuses on that and like is comparing it to the scroll and like starts trying to focus on it. He kind of spends 10 minutes. And what I want to do is cast Find Familiar and like create a familiar, if that's okay.
Yeah, there's plenty of materials here, and whatever's not needed can be easily gathered, and that is not a problem.
So Adashi's gonna focus, and he's focusing, and I think he called probably Ahone over to like watch him and say like I think I might have figured something else out. And he's focusing, and then all of a sudden like two wings like pop out of his chest, small wings, kind of like almost like his skin is like water, and like it's like the wings. It's like the wings of a bird, and it's trying to get out. Like it's like a bird's drowning in the water, like stuck. And Adashi's freaking out because he's like, what's is this normal? What's happening?
Ohan will begin
And
to
then
like
I
grab it and pull on it and helping force it out.
and
What
then
is it?
eventually she pulls, and it's a Snow White owl. Um, and I think once it kind of like calms down, because it's probably like real pissed and real scared, like it's like clawed everything, like and then I think once it maybe flies away, and then it comes and flies and lands on Adashi's shoulder, and he's a little freaked out too. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, Lady Ahone, is that supposed to happen? Should I be afraid? Is this a dangerous animal?
Ah, no, that is your familiar. It seems that you have, well, inherently had the gift of being able to find such a arcane friend.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll just have to have a pet now. Okay. Um, I'll I'll go and try to figure this out. And then he looks down at his right pectoral, and like the tattoo's not there, so it's like it left his body and was like materialized. Um, so he's a little freaked out, but he's gonna go try to figure out how to care for a pet owl now, Harry Potter style.
And keep in mind,
Um,
while you have this scroll, you must stay within the castle. Perhaps sleeping in your old room would be best while you go
oh,
amongst your studies for the evening.
And then he gets real conflicted. He's like, "Oh," and actually, as Ahone mentions that, he like in his head, he's like, "Oh, fuck! Like what I where's Lord Vieric? I completely left my guard duties." He goes, "Thank you. I'll stay here." And he runs upstairs, hoping that Vieric's like home, because I'm sure it's late. Like he's trying to find Vieric now, because he's like, "Oh shoot, I did not." Like I completely skipped on my guard duties, which he's made up in his head that he's supposed to have. So he runs upstairs to see if Vieric's in his room, and he's like yelling, Lord Vieric, I apologize, my apologies, please forgive me." And he's just running upstairs, like just the whole, like I don't know what time it is, but like whatever time it is, he doesn't care. He's just screaming through the hallways looking for Vieric.
Oh, I mean, it is definitely getting a bit late. I mean, each of your stomachs are grumbling and, needing to make your way, everyone's way upstairs. I mean, the next one to arrive upstairs, with just Stalin being there, I believe, would be, I would assume Cryptili, after May actually left the castle area, taking a bit longer through the day. And then lastly, Varric would arrive. And with each of your days being a bit eventful in their own particular ways, after each of you arrive back to your rooms, meals eaten for the day, I'll open it back up to each of you.
Cryptelia will wake up um, and do her morning prayers as she kind of arranges what she needs to have for the day, and also just giving another thanks for being alive.
All right, well, I will ask this. Is everyone in agreement of just progressing to the next day, or is there anything anyone wants to RP?
No, Crix would have maintained that meditative trance through the night.
And I did a bit of training on the ramparts. Just a bit of what do they call it, shadow boxing. And I'm done with that for the day, so time to move on.
All right. All right, so then I believe this will move us on to March 22nd. When each of you wake up today, Cryptili beginning his morning prayers. The schedule for the day being meeting Leo Loyalar back at the arena in the morning.
Yeah, so after a little breakfast, probably just like a small piece of fruit or something, I'll make my way to the arena.
Yeah, I would snap out of my trance and then change my clothes from the day before, don my armor, and exit my room.
The rest of you?
The normal routine: splash some water on my face, get a cup of tea or coffee,
Oh, who did we?
head out.
We lost Tadashi.
Oh no.
He's acting real sus.
um, I believe his headset, something's wrong with his headset, but he's fixing it.
Uh,
Yeah, he put it in roll 20.
Oh, I missed it. I'm sorry. Perfect. I just noticed that some of the sounds were a little like low, and because everything had adjusted when he when he disconnected. That's okay. I can adjust on the fly. It's fine. Continue. So just all you were saying you were waking up and doing what?
uh, just throwing some water on my face and grabbing a hot beverage. Then head into the arena.
May wakes up a little late. She was out late. And yeah, likewise, just heads straight there. She has some of the, let's say she caught a rabbit last night, and that's what she had for dinner. And she sort of eats the last of it on her way to the arena.
So Vic wakes up with a smile on his face, looking forward to going to the arena, and he's stoked that he could help pour last night. He grabs a piece of fruit and walks towards the arena.
All right. Well, just as before, each of you will leave the castle in the morning after a bit of a bite to eat and make your way to the arena. As you make your way out, the snow is falling a bit heavier today, added with also a bit of wind and rain. You can feel the cold nipping at each of you, but each of you having a winter attire from pretty much every day that you need. You find it to still be quite comfortable, but as the wind whips, you know that the buildings to be blocking quite a bit of the wind chill. If you were to be out and about during the for too long for the day, out of sight of the city walls, that is, you would know that you would start getting a bit uncomfortable and succumb to hypothermia. But nonetheless, being inside the city walls today is just like any other day. With this mission at hand, you finally make your way to the arena. And as you do, you're met with the familiar sight of the portcullis on the east side being raised. Each make your way in, following the halls until you meet a portcullis on your left side. And as it begins to raise, each of you will find yourselves back at the familiar site of the arena. Now, what I've done is I have just maneuvered your tokens and basically aligned, putting Varric at the beginning. If there is a particular order that you'd like to be in, go ahead and arrange yourselves now. And you will also be pretty much instructed to do so as Leo Loyolar calls out from across the way. Children, arrange yourselves and get ready for battle. This will be a formidable test to see where each of you lie. As you can see, the remains of the gnolls that you have slain the other day are scattered about the arena. They have been empowered with, let's say, a bit of fun. And well, this is your opponent. And as the portcullis to the west begins to raise, he will call out for each of you to hold your positions. And you will see a quite odd looking creature with a bit of flesh and feathers scattered about. You will also see bones from this creature as it forms what you would all closely know as an owl bear. Listen, as stated before, some of your foes may be a bit formidable, but you will also have the capability of outwitting each of them. I'm sure that each of you will figure it out. You're all quite smart. You proved that yesterday. And well, your bond that you are growing with one another will grow stronger with this test. And with that, can each of you go ahead and roll me initiative?
We're ready and raring to fight.
Except for me.
Did you catch any of that, or when did you exactly get back in? I was just checking after that description.
I was listening. I caught most of it because I'm watching on Twitch too, so I caught most of it. Sounds like undead gnolls and a owlbear gross thing or something.
Yeah, you'll figure it out.
Okay.
Oh, just all a nice initiative. I will add you.
Okay. Yeah. Why didn't it go through for some reason?
When you have to select your token, and then when you click initiative, it'll add it.
I got
Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing that happened.
Okay.
So we have Crix, we have May, we have Cryptilli, we have Adashi. I'm gonna change yours because you're not at an advantage. We have Justalin, and then we need Varric. Okay, so I'll add you, good sir. And then that is everybody. So, with that, at the top of the turn order, we have just Stalin. Before you move, keep in mind everything that you've learned from the previous days. Apply them here. This will determine if each of you are ready to venture forth. And with that, the floor is yours.
I'm not moving far. I'm gonna let them come to us. I want to tell everybody we should probably prioritize range until we know exactly what we're dealing with. So I'm gonna stay put.
All right. Cryptilli?
I'll move forward a little bit and take a shot with my crossbow.
All right, as you step forward, you take out the crossbow, aiming it to arc the bolt. And it's quite far. I believe that it is outside your range. What kind of crossbow do you have? Isn't it just a light?
Oh yeah, it is outside of the range. I'll still take a shot though.
Yeah, it'll just be the attack at disadvantage. Wait, no, it's not. Light crossbow is 320. And do you have a hand crossbow?
Oh, nope, I have a hand crossbow.
Oh yeah, okay, that's different then.
Yep.
So, the attack at disadvantage? A 19. And as you arc the bolt, even taking the quite bit of distance into account, the bolt will sink in to this skeletal owlbear. And go ahead and roll me damage. 8 piercing damage.
Nice.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
Yep, that's it.
Crix?
I'm gonna move up to there, and I will hold position. That'll be it for my turn.
And it becomes the creature's turn. So moving forward, it will get to here and move to here. And you'll see it place its paws upon the dead gnoll and then begin to lower its head down towards the dead. Eric.
Alright, I'm gonna move to here and take a shot with my longbow.
Okay, go ahead and give me your attack roll. The 23 will hit for 11 damage.
And that's gonna end my turn.
May.
All right, I'm also gonna go at it with my longbow.
Okay. And that is a hit as well. Go ahead and give me a damage roll. Ooh, minimum damage, but still decent amount.
And I'm gonna also move. I'm going to move north. Oops. Near Stalin.
Okay. And then last but not least, we have Adachi.
Okay, so Adashi's gonna move, I guess to here, 30 feet, and then I believe I'm within range. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Firebolt cantrip at the owlbear.
All right, go ahead and give me your attack roll. Is this when things for Adachi start to heat up?
Don't jinx me. That was pretty good. Hey.
Oh!
Yeah!
It's a cocked roll 20
Hex.
Yeah, it really did cock. Yeah.
on a
nice.
virtual tabletop. I love it every time.
Okay, so I'm assuming that hits.
Yep, and then go ahead and just click the firebolt word right underneath your 24. Double
Oh, wow.
eights too.
Okay.
Oh my
Nice.
God.
So not only a
Okay.
crit, but max damage on both the dice as well. As Adachi finally seems to have found his foothold.
Nice. Okay. Adachi looks extremely surprised at what just happened, and kind of looks to Vieric and says, "Was that good?"
Focus on the battle attack.
Anything else?
That's it.
Just Stalin.
Hmm. Well, I'm limited with my range, so I think I'm just gonna let my siblings handle this one. Now I did want to kind of trick the beast into trying to eat something close to the spikes and potentially hurt itself, but I think my siblings have this one.
All right, so you're just holding on.
I'll move here for support.
Nice.
Yeah,
All right, so
holding
you
on.
move forward, positioning yourself. Leo will call out at this point. If any of you have any idea of what's going on, be sure to communicate it to your siblings. Make sure that each of you know exactly what you're doing in combat at all times. Cryptili. Now, I'm not... I'm sorry for interrupting. I just wanted to point out, I'm not sure if I had said this before, but like communication and stuff isn't limited to your turn, so you guys can communicate in, you know, like keeping it to a sensible amount of time. For an example, like if just all you were saying, like, I'm gonna hide behind this wall to try to lure him in for an attack,
Right.
then like you sprint over there and go, then you know that way, like basically the others know at least what you're thinking.
Gotcha.
If we get into like anything too long, I'll just tell you to move along.
Mm-hmm.
But sorry for interrupting you there, Cryptili.
Yeah, no worries. Gonna cast Chill Touch. Nope, that was damage.
Yes, I'm sorry. I need your attack roll first. Not sure why you rolled at
Yeah, it didn't ask me this time.
disadvantage.
Yeah, it usually asks. It didn't ask me that time.
But a 17 will be a hit. Oh, same damage. Good for you, bud.
Nice.
Which is enough to take it down. And just as it begins to lower its beak-like skeletal remains to this gnoll creature, an arrow strikes, followed by a firebolt, searing some of its flesh off quite well, then followed up by your necrotic energy from your chill touch. And as it falls, you will each need to give me a perception check, please.
Apparently, I wasn't paying attention.
So, May, luckily from your position, it kind of makes sense. You're the only one that notices this, but the dead gnoll to your direct south will move forward and against the wall, go forward and remain floating over the pit in the middle. From the angles that it's moving, you would notice that it is being pulled directly towards this creature that you just struck down.
The Owlbear brothers, it's somehow summoning or pulling or lifting the gnolls.
Is that it for your turn, Cryptilly?
Yep, that's it.
All right. May shouts out that it seems to be having what effect on the gnolls, did you say?
Pulling them towards the creek itself.
Okay. Crix, it's your turn.
I'm going to move up to here, and hearing that from my sister, I'm going to attempt to sever the head of this dead gnoll.
Okay. That will require your action. Of course.
Yeah, I was going to use my action for that. What do I need to do for that? Is it a roll, or are you just gonna...
You just give me an attack roll. You to hit like a still object. My normal like DC is an 8. So as long as you, I'm pretty sure as long as you don't roll a 1, you're good. Oh yeah, you're fine. You severed the head, no problem.
Okay, and with that, I will move back to my previous position and hold.
So as you sever the head, you'll notice that as you begin to back away after striking it with your glaive, it begins to emit in a bit of a red-hued glow. And then as the head finishes rolling away from the body, it will dissipate, and a bit of sparkling red crystals will begin to pull itself from the body and then disappear into the sky above.
I'll yell to the party, destroy their heads! And my turn's over.
All right. Which brings us back to this one. And with these two being within its proximity, you will see the red crystals just that had been that had just happened for you, Crix, begin to emit from both of these creatures. And the skeletal remains of the owl bear will begin to piece themselves back together. All right. And as the crystals form into the body, you see it looking just as it had done when emerging from the portcullis before.
No.
Varric, it's your turn.
Okay, I move here and I shoot for his head with my longbow.
Okay, go ahead and give me a roll to hit. A 13 will hit. Go ahead and give me damage. 8 damage. Nice. Is that it for your turn?
Yeah, I step back a bit and wait.
Okay. May.
I'm gonna run up to this gnoll right here and using my short sword attempt to decapitate it.
All right, go ahead and give me a roll to hit. And you do so. And as you decapitate it and the head falls, the rest of the remains of the gnoll that have been placed upon the spike begin to dissipate in the same red crystals as before. And as they make their way to the sky, they dissipate. And the gnoll is no more.
And I'll move 1 square, which is, I have 5 feet left of movement. And that'll end my turn.
Adashi.
So quick question. This object right here. Oh, sorry, I'm on the sled. Is that a solid wall?
Which one?
What I'm painting. I don't know. If you can
That
see
is a
me
column
painting.
that has collapsed to your south. The
Can you
reason I
see over
asked
it?
is it's about 5 to, we'll say, about 7 foot-ish. So seeing over it, not probable, but you do see the one impaled to the spikes up to your north, if more in your line of
Oh, that's a
sight.
good point. Oh shoot, where was I? I moved 20 feet. Sorry. Yeah, so I guess Adashi's gonna move 30 feet. And then yeah, I'm gonna try to shoot Noel on the spike over there with another firebolt.
Perfect. And as you release the firebolt, out from the palm of your hand, it strikes the skull true, and that one will dissipate as well.
Cool. And then he'll yell back to Vieric and say, Lord Vieric, I'll protect you from this front. And yeah, that's my turn.
Very good. You are taking in everything that you've noticed. As you can see, this creature seems to revitalize itself off the dead that are surrounded in the area. But what to do now?
All right. Well, we have one more left. If we choose to sprint, is it twice as much distance that we can cover? How does that work?
Yes. Keep in
Okay.
mind, like if you have like obscurities,
Mhm.
like in your line of sight, theoretically your character would not know.
Wouldn't know that it's there.
Correct.
Could I smell the knoll with like a perception check?
You could attempt to, but you would
That's
know that
far.
there's plenty of blood and death around
Everywhere.
in the area. But a good idea.
Hmm.
That, in my opinion, I just want to point out, is the toughest thing to do in D&D, is look at it from your character's perspective of what
Right.
they would
Yeah, that's
know.
tough. That is tough. So I have to pretend I don't know what's there. I'll cover a bit of ground. Maybe I'll be able to hit him with a dart eventually if the guys don't take him out first. I'll stay put.
All right. Griptili.
I will attempt to hit it with my crossbow.
All right. Go ahead and give me the attack roll. Oh, it got hidden by the turn order, unfortunate, but a 19 will hit. Ooh, nice damage.
Hmm.
All right, anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Crix.
Crix, seeing that there were others around the arena, is going to want to go south to check and see if there's any that are obscured.
All right, go ahead. Now, I was going to say, keep in mind, like, you know, the rocks and stuff in the area may make difficult terrain. And I'm pointing that out, not that it does it here, but you can see how it's, like, less obscured in this area where I'm pinging right now.
I was wondering if that was going to be
Then-
difficult terrain or not.
Than in, like, this area, right? So, like, while it's still, like, you know, a little bit of, like, a difficult area to make your way through, the only thing I will need from you is a dexterity saving throw to make sure you can keep your footing. So
I do not.
now, while you do slip and fall prone, you will only need to expend half your movement to stand up.
Okay, so I will expend. It's half of my remaining movement at this point, right? Or would it be
Correct.
half of my total?
Ooh, that's actually a good question. I always imagined it just being half of your total. Let me look it up in my book and see. So from prone, it spends half your movement to stand up. I guess just half your current.
Okay, so
I'll have to look more into it, but we'll say half your current for now.
So I had 10 left, so I'd be down to 5. So I will stand up, move over 5 feet, and then I will use the dash action to move another 30. To get myself here, and then I'm going to use Action Surge to make an attack against the knoll to sever its head.
Okay, I mean, just for the record, you can do all that, but I was looking it up while you were calling it out. It says that it would just take half your total. So if you had 30, it would still take 15.
Well, even if it did, it would just
it's not
remove
gonna
5
make a
feet from me.
difference. I was just calling it out because I was looking it up. So using your action to dash, you said, and then using your bonus action to what?
No, I'm using. Oh yeah, I'm using my bonus action to action surge to gain another action to make an attack to sever the knoll's head.
Good call. Go ahead and give me your attack roll. Yeah, like you were saying, though, it would not have made any difference, but I was curious when you had asked, so that was a new question for me. 21 will hit, which then this one will dissipate as well.
Cool beans. That'll end my turn. I can't do anything else right now.
Well done. Each of you had figured out the issue with this creature. Now, only one piece of the puzzle remains. And as Leo calls this out, you'll see this creature begin to sniff in the air. As it calls out, and then you'll see it begin to sprint and make its way over to the closest meal that it once had, or just previously had before it was taken away from it. And it sprints towards you, Crix. Eric.
Okay, I'm gonna move there because I can't see what's going on around the wall, and just wait.
Now, I will say, while you can't see what's going on behind the wall, you do know that the creature has made its way over there, and you still do have your dash action. So if you'd like to use that to close the gap even farther, you can do so.
Yeah. How do I do that?
You just basically move your character again 30 more feet. But it will require your action.
You'd be setting up easier maneuvering for next round.
Yeah,
basically.
or position yourself for an attack next turn, essentially.
All right, give me a sec. All right, I'm gonna move from there. How do I do the action thing?
No, you don't even have to click anything. It's just like basically saying like I'm gonna use my action to dash, and then you're good.
Ah, okay. I'm gonna use it in dash.
Perfect. And then we will move on to May.
I also am gonna dash, and I'm gonna go. Yeah. And that's the end of my turn.
All right, Adashi.
Yeah, so seeing it go after, I don't know if someone's back there, but I know I can't see it anymore. So I'm going to, Adashi's going to move. He's going to dash and go 60 feet where he can see the guy. I think I can see him from there. And that's my turn. Actually, sorry, and then I don't know. On my initial, so I still have my familiar with me. I'm assuming like it kind of was like on my shoulder.
Yeah.
Could I have it dash to go over by the owlbear?
Yes, you can.
I don't.
I was actually waiting for you to just mention something. Call it part of your training,
okay.
if you will.
Okay.
So what I'll do is I'll add the owl. And then what I will do from this point is I will also give you control of the owl. And then
It's
I
like
will
60 feet. I didn't realize that.
add its turn as well, which will be the same initiative as you for now. So I know some of them get their own separate, but consider this basically like your quote-unquote final test. So this is, you know, applying whatever you guys had kind of picked up. But you should be able to move that owl now.
Yeah, can he move over by over here by Crix? Is that cool? He has a 60-foot
I believe
movement
that's
speed.
within 60 foot.
It said 60 on the when I was clicking around.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I believe it's within the range.
And he's gonna give Crix the help action. So, and if I need to move it somewhere else, but like I think the owl is probably like pestering and doing like flybys over the owlbear, trying to distract it so Crix can get a better shot.
Yeah, with that in particular thing, I don't worry about the positioning, other than it being within 5 feet. You don't have to worry about it being in like a flanking maneuver. But good question.
Oh, I guess. Can he flank? Could he flank with the owl? Or is that?
Like,
I mean, the owl can't actually make attacks.
Yeah, like
that's
not technically, but just like because you were curious about the placement. Like, I've even had people flavor it in the past of like the owl kind of like just who's a nice smoothing tune which like calms the attacker, giving them the advantage. So
right, but they need to be in 5 feet is kind of the rule if you're doing it to help with any kind of.
So as long as the thing is within 5 feet of the creature and the other person, I'm usually cool with it.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, so he is going to try to give a help action to Crick, so he has advantage, hopefully, in his next attack.
All right, which then will move us to just Allen.
All right. And I'll be using my dash. 35. I think that's all I can do for right now.
Yep. Unfortunately, like, you may not get to attack depending on like how it goes, but you played it pretty fucking smart. I'm just gonna let you know.
Yeah, I want to flank too.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't want you to feel bad. Like, you definitely played it how you're supposed to.
Yeah.
You needed to figure out what the fuck was going on first, so you just kind of stayed your distance while you knew that ranged attacks were going to deal damage. So great job. Cryptili.
Yeah. Keep moving my character, trying to figure stuff out. But I am going to move my 30 feet. push me about there. I'm not sure if you would say that I have sight on it or not.
Yeah, you would be able to see it. Definitely a bit, tad obscured, but not too much.
Perfect. In that case, I will use Chill Touch again.
Okay. I'm only gonna give it like a quarter of a cover. So go ahead and give your attack roll. Oh yeah, no problem. 18 will hit. For 8 damage. Nice on the damage dice, guys. Alright. Anything else?
Oh, that's it.
Alright. Crix, you have advantage on your attack.
Alright, well, I'm gonna swing my glaive at it.
Swing away. Give me the other attack roll. The 14 will hit.
Hey.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Right there.
12 damage. Do it?
Feels good.
Anything else?
No, that's gonna end my turn.
So at this point, after being struck with the necrotic energy from Cryptili, and then being struck with the glaive from Crix, the bones will begin to fall away from this creature as it is appearing to be quite weakened at this state. No other dead to absorb their power, and while you each are bringing it down strike by strike, it still does have the ability to attack back. Crix, this one's going for you first.
Of course it is. Bring it.
So it will swing at you with its claws for a 26 to hit.
That definitely hits.
For 16 damage overall.
Oh my gosh.
Then it will attempt to peck at you with its beak for a 17 to hit.
That will also hit.
For 7 damage. I believe you are down, sir.
I have 1 hit point.
Damn it!
Hey.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, I was thinking 21.
Yeah, no. I
You're
have
welcome.
1 hit point.
You're welcome.
I would have been gone.
You're welcome is because like we had mentioned earlier, I had noticed that he forgot to add his con, so it gave him a 3 additional HP. And then that is it for its turn. Virik, hey, you can hear a bit of groan being let out from your brother Crix as this creature slashes and pierces into him with its brutal attacks.
So I move here and take a shot with my longbow and try to finish him off and save him.
All right. $24 hits. And it is still hanging on while you have severed one of its arms and it has fallen to the ground below, being covered in the little bits of blood that are not dried yet. It still stands.
I move back a bit, tell May to finish it off and save Crix.
Remember, this is what your training was for. May, it's your turn.
So I move here and I try to do just that. Is it flanking? No.
No,
Not
not
a
for
ra-
you on a ranged attack, no. That'll hit.
Okay.
Roll me damage. And how would you like to do it?
Ooh. So I think as the owlbear looks up from attacking Crix, I try to shoot one down its beak.
I'm sorry, what?
I said as it looks up from from attacking Crix, I run up, notch my arrow, take aim, and get it in the throat.
Okay.
Like right in the mouth, in its open mouth.
All right. So as it opens its beak just after piercing Crix, it gets struck with one arrow right over your shoulder, Crix, and then yet another. And then as the creature pulls itself back, one of the arrows strikes right into the neck, and then another straight down into its chest chest cavity, and then it becomes still. The light fades from its eyes as its beak closes, and it slowly falls to the ground, barely letting off a sound as it falls.
Well done.
Crix is gonna fall to one knee, holding on to his glaive to support himself.
Well done. Attend to your brother. Then fall in. Make yourselves aware of what could have happened in this situation.
Can I try to do a medicine check on?
Yes. Go ahead and give me a medicine check. So you know that, from the slash from the claws and the piercing from the beak, that he's got a bit of bleeding going on, and the bleeding will need to be stopped in just to prevent any infection or any other loss of life, in a sense. With your medicine check, you'll know that you're also able to patch him up quite well using a bit of cloth, patting the wounds, making sure they're clean.
Ooh, that looks like it stings, brother.
It's a bit more than a sting, but yes.
Well, this should help for now.
Hopefully I live.
Yes, hopefully. And I don't know if I've seen an owl bear up close. I just want to look at it and take note of it.
The tales that you've heard from an owl bear do not match what you are seeing that is before you. An owl bear, essentially, if you can picture what, like an owl-like creature, feathers that is resembling that of a bear, walking on all fours instead of having wings in that manner, is essentially what you can kind of picture seeing this. But this creature is definitely a bit decrepit,
Okay.
missing a bit of its flesh, with just bones and feathers attached to most of it.
Nice. All right. Got it.
I try to retrieve my 2 arrows.
You can get one back.
Yeah.
That seems fair.
I was about to say the same thing. Can I get a couple of those
Smart.
bolts back?
Can,
Yep.
can Adashi?
I
Sorry, go
shot
ahead.
3.
You can get one back. And Adashi,
Can Adashi see if there's any residue from those red crystals left that we saw? Like, can I do some kind of Arcana check, or like see if I
Yes, please do.
and I have like detect magic as a ritual? Like, is there some way I can like maybe use that? And I don't know if there's like some on the ground or if they're gone, or just I just need to roll a raw Arcana check. Or,
Yeah, give me an Arcana check.
um,
Now, at this point, I do want to emphasize again on the aspect of, hey, you rolled that 18 first. Good roll.
Yeah, I'll take that.
If, so, like, let's say Crix, for an example, has proficiency in Arcana, then he could help and give advantage to Adachi or roll himself to figure out a some key part of information. But keep in mind, you have to have the proficiency. So basically, that little circle that's bubbled in is kind of what that means. But with your Arcana check, Adachi, you would know that while you are unfamiliar with the spell that has been imbued into these dead gnolls, you would know that it had the power to rejuve life and to the creature that consumed it.
Huh. Are there any? They're all gone. Are there
They're
any
all
like
gone.
remaining from the corpse? Okay. Okay, so he'll take a note of that and maybe talk to Ahone about that next time he sees her. And then he'll call back his owl, which he is affectionately called Little May, because it is a proud and noble hunter, just like his older sister. And he'll say, "Return, Little May," and then he'll have like a dead mouse or something to feed it. I don't know. It's like a fey like magical owl. I don't know if it really has to eat, but
It doesn't.
he's
but...
gonna reward it. He's gonna reward it with a. I'm assuming it'll eat just to like humor it. He doesn't really know how to take care of this thing.
Is your brother okay? Have you stopped the bleeding?
Yes.
Now, each of you fall in.
Sir, yes, sir. And Adachi will follow Virik.
Grix will make his way over, leaning on his glaive a bit as he walks.
Now, I must say that I'm proud of each of you. Every one of you figured out exactly what was happening and was also able to convey your plan to one another and make sure that this beast did not pose a threat. Well, as he gestures towards Crix, too much of one to say the least. There you go. I made the owl a little bit smaller for you there, Adachi.
Oh, cool. Yeah, no worries.
Now, each of you turn and face what you could have seen if that creature would have been able to devour multiple of these gnolls. It would have grown stronger, spouting another head from its neck. And as he says this, you will see a bit of the similar creature that you had just vanquished before appear from out of thin air. Mostly the difference being this one having two heads. Now,
Is it in one of those cages or no?
no, it just appears.
I'll
then-
lift my crossbow. Like what?
And then I'll say, each of you hear a bit of a snap. And as you do, it will dissipate into nothing. And you do not see the creature anymore. Now, what you all just have experienced is a form of a more formidable opponent. While you are able to take it down, it does have some extra capabilities amongst it. There will be some that are outside of your skills, but there will be also some that you can figure out and defeat through wits and intelligence. Continue to work together just as if each of you is done, growing closer day by day. While your training is very young, I feel that each of you will be good to set forth within just a few days. Until March 24th, get rest. Take part in whatever you deem necessary. For on the morning of March 24th, you will be escorting Lady Faye to Exrock Stronghold to the north. It will be days' travel. You will experience various things. But I do, as I said before, feel as each of you are ready. And then with that, we'll go ahead and call tonight's session.
Woo!
Good stuff.
Awesome. Well, Vieric runs in a circle.
So congratulations on completing your tutorial. I feel like everyone's got at least a bit of a gist of how everything works. At least we'll say at like a 40% capability. I do know that there will be questions because there always is, even from players and people who've been playing for months and years, and you always learn something new. Just for an example, the distance over a rough terrain after falling. That was a new question for me, so chalk that up to something I didn't know. Other than that, I hope you all had fun tonight. Do keep in mind, you all do get a bit of experience as well.
Cool.
So, with completing the tutorial and also vanquishing a pretty formidable opponent that not only was strong, but it overall had the capability of getting stronger and healing itself off of dead corpses. So you all did well figuring that out. I didn't even have to give any major hints. After it happened one time, you guys were like, yep, this is what's going on, and did just fine.
So what you're saying is starting next time you'll actually try and kill us.
Yes, now the training wheels are off, Crix.
Right.
As you guys go out on this next quest, the training wheels are off. But with that in mind, it will be a total of 1,200 experience that is earned. So to each of you, you will earn 200 experience. I do believe that will put everyone at 550 out of the 700 needed towards level 3.
That was too many numbers in rapid succession for me.
Oh, I'm sorry. You get 200 experience each.
Okay.
Last time each of you were at 350, so I do believe that's 550.
Yes. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So we're closing in on level 3, and that's when the fun really starts.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So, anybody have anything to say? Anything at all that they'd like to share? Any of that good stuff before we get out of here?
No, that was good. Everybody rolled
Enjoyed the session.
damage.
Yeah, that was
that
a
was
lot
fun.
of fun.
Mm-hmm. Well thought out.
I'm glad I got to help this time. I did something.
You were very useful. You got me that big hit on that monster. I wouldn't have gotten that otherwise.
That's just the dice telling you that you should not be a fighter.
Adachi will never listen to fate. He's gonna keep being Viric's bodyguard.
The dice were
But he's
telling
gonna-
me to
but-
get more HP.
Yeah.
But
Tactically, he's gonna stay in the back more for sure.
I'm glad that you all enjoyed it. Just mechanically speaking, this is kind of like a different style I've been trying to implement into games, where there's different mechanics about killing a creature. So not everything is what I'm sure more than half of you, if not all of you, are familiar with the term tank and spank. To where basically it's like, here's the creature, everyone stand around it and hit it. Let's see who dies first. Basically,
Yeah,
so
DPS race.
yeah, so trying to add different aspects that make the fights a little bit more interesting, and also encourage a bit of RP during the fight as well. So keep in mind that this is kind of a style that I will be using. It always won't be the same thing, but I mean, you know, you guys get the idea.
Cool.
But nonetheless, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. All the affiliates and partners for me up in the top left corner. Tomorrow night we have Fragments of Remains as the party continues a haunted mine that they had found, uncovering undead spirits and other skeletal creatures. And so far, they have yet to even find what they are seeking for. So maybe tomorrow they find out. If not, maybe they die. Shrug. But if you'd like to check out any of the affiliates and partners from up in the top left corner, all their links are down below in the descriptions and in the bio. Other than that, I hope each of you had a good time tonight and look to join us next time. Everyone have a good night.
Bye. Thank you.
Later, everybody.
See you guys.